Ladies and gentlemen, when titans and gods prepare for war, mere mortals like us must scamper for safety. When politics and law is at play, the citizens must now sit down and watch. I'm saying that because, in the words of Senator Moses Wetangula, it can be messy and with casualties. I stated in my video yesterday that the proceedings in court would be very messy and would get murkier. That has come to pass. But as that was happening, two other significant events were happening in camera. They were not highlighted in media as much because people were concerned with whatever was going on at the Supreme Court. The politics was very much at play. President Uhuru Kenyatta visited Mombasa. On the other hand, Right Honorable Raila Odinga was meeting leaders from Central Kenya. Why are these important? As you know, and as I've stated, when politics and law is at play, you have to sit down and watch. You must pick the finer details that underlie these happenings. When you saw Uhuru Kenyatta in Mombasa with the leaders of Azimio there, celebrating the win of ODM for recapturing, or rather capturing that particular seat, which was very critical, what kind of message was he sending to the people? He came out and walked the streets of Mombasa as he was greeting members of the public in a very informal manner. He went there not as president, but as the leader of Azimio, sharing in the spoils of Azimio, but also determined to ensure that the message is sent to the other side, Kenya Kwanza, that the war is not yet over. I'm saying that because Uhuru's political operations are very difficult to understand. In difficult times where you expect him to speak, he is silent, operating very silently underwater. But when you don't expect him then to do anything, then he comes out and sends out the most powerful of political messages, like he did today. And at the same time, that is tied with the Right Honorable Raila Odinga's meeting with Central Kenya. These are not mere coincidences. There is more than meets the eye. Could there be, or could they be preparing for a rerun? My estimation is that that is the case. There is a possibility that they have been advised that these elections would eventually be nullified. And therefore they are looking for areas where they have to put much effort in order to eventually recapture the seats that so far lies with Dr. William Ruto. These things just don't happen. President Uhuru Kenyatta intended to send that message to the people of Mombasa that the war ahead is far much more difficult than the one we have mounted. or rather than the one we have just come out of. It was to prepare them that this is not enough. There is a bigger thing to capture. And we must vote as one if eventually we'll be called to do so. In the same vein, Raila Odinga meeting Central Kenya leaders is to prepare the ground to eventually launch the most vicious political attack to gain ground in that area when eventually these elections will be nullified, if at all. And therefore, the reason is to send those people like John the Baptist in the time of Jesus to go and prepare the way, to prepare the farm and plant the blue seed of Azimio in that particular area. And when the time comes, then they can now move and harvest. As you recall, there were indications that if Raila is to claim the presidency, then he must get something between 30 to 35%. That is what Kenya Kwanza realized and put more effort in that area and eventually ensured that Raila did not even reach at 30% of the total Mount Kenya votes. So that meeting with Central Kenya today was very significant and is intended to strategize on how to capture that area or how to get more from that area should there be a runoff. In the same vein, President Kenyatta has shown indication and intention to be very much involved in politics going forward. His demeanor showed a man at ease, quite at ease. I would not wish to speculate that he would probably know the outcome of the results. That is not my area. But I can say for certain that the political happenings of today were clearly intended to prepare the ground for another presidential elections. It was to ignite the embers or the flames of political interest, to fan it so that people can be fired up. When eventually the Supreme Court will make that determination, it will be at a point when they are already prepared and they have understood their weaknesses and their strength. And therefore they would intend to boost their weaknesses and buttress their strengths. That, my friend, is when politics and law is at play. I would want you to subscribe to our channel kindly, leave a like and leave a comment. Tell us what you feel about this video and particularly about this information we are giving you now. Would really love to see your comment. And again, we are telling you that on Saturday we are going to do a video on politics of judging. The politics of judging, we will talk about what the Supreme Court or how the Supreme Court judges may rule or judge or give the judgment, specifically saying this may rule this way and this other one may rule this way. And that does not necessarily mean that they will eventually rule in that manner. With that, thank you very much. I'm your host and favorite analyst, Kennedy Abong.